Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another film review. Tonight we're looking at an 80s classic in a classic 80s franchise. Well, not just 80s, but the franchise sort of started in the 70s and ran through the 80s, but it's looked upon as being like an 80s slasher classic anyway. And we're looking at Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Yeah, I'm just thinking, well, it's a bit random job. I'm reviewing it because I picked it up, didn't I, in CX on Blu-ray, and I've only ever had it on DVD. So I'm going to go through a bit of what the Blu-ray's like. So it's going to be more about the transfer than anything else, I think. So Halloween 4 is an American film made in 1988, certification 18. It runs for 1 hour 32 minutes. Directed by Dwight Little, starring Donald Pleasance, screenplays by Alan McCleary, and cinematography is by Peter Collister, and music is by Alan Howarth, and of course the original theme is by John Carpenter. So this film, I'll give you a little synopsis of it. Obviously, you know the story of 1 and 2. I think I've reviewed them both on my channel now. This takes place after number 2. Obviously, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, is a completely different story. I think they were looking at taking the actual franchise into different stories rather than one sort of slasher killer sort of film. But I think it didn't. It was not successful as the first two, so they went back to the Michael Myers story. And this one is based where it supposedly this time he's killed off his sister and everything like that, so Jamie Lee Curtis is supposedly dead, but obviously we know she's not. And this one's based on her daughter, so his niece or whatever it would be. And the film starts off as the mistake that they do in every Halloween film. They transport him from one hospital to another. They haven't learned anything, so they start transporting him out to this ambulance, which will get this classic sort of scene of the rain coming down and they're wheeling this sort of bed out and he's all sort of strapped down and bandaged up, and they take him to this ambulance to take him to a different sort of like hospital. I don't understand why. It's not explained why they're transferring him at this stage, but they're trying to transfer him, and of course Michael's is well aware of what's going on. And in the car, in the ambulance, the nurse and the doctor are talking about his family, and that although he's killed his sister and all this, he's still got like a niece that's still living there, and he clenches his fist sort of thing. And then he attacks the nurse and the doctor in the ambulance. And then we cut back to the hospital, and lo and behold, there he comes, Dr. Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance, making his way to see what's going on and to complain that nobody's told him that they're transferring Michael Myers. And then we sort of cut when we meet his little niece, sort of cute little girl, and she's being bullied at school. All the kids are calling her, you know, she's an orphan and that, and she's got like a stepsister who she's quite close to, and all this sort of thing. And the stepsister's is the one who's got the boyfriend, you know, the jock and all this. And it's Halloween day, and she wants to go out on a date, but the mother and father are going out, of course, and so they've got no one to babysit. So she's going to have to now return and not go out and stay with her little stepsister. Anyway, all this sort of storylines going on, underlined typical 80s slasher storylines, all building up. Anyway, we see Dr. Loomis arguing with the other doctor at the hospital, saying, "Why have you let him go? He's not a normal patient. He's evil. You know, shot him 6 times." So they go on about all this sort of stuff, and he receives a phone call, the doctor, and finds out there's been an accident with the ambulance. So they all rush out to where the accident site is, and it's by this bridge, and the ambulance is into the river, and they look inside, and it's all blood everywhere inside the ambulance, and Dr. Loomis said this is not an accident. He's got away. He's away, and he starts to walk. I said, "Where are you going?" "I'm off to Haddonfield," sort of thing. And so he knows where Michael's going, and he sets off towards Haddonfield. And Michael does make his way towards there on a killing spree on the way there, as normal, at a garage to get a car. He does a killing spree, kills the people in the garage, and all this sort of stuff happens. And then back at the town, the little girls decided she wants to go out on Halloween because, first of all, because she can't go on the date. She said, "What do you want to do?" She would go trick-or-treating. She goes, "No, she doesn't want to," and all this sort of thing. Can we just go for ice cream? They agreed to that. But after she got bullied at school, she thought, "No, actually, I want to go trick-or-treating." So she goes, "I want to go trick-or-treating." So they go to the store to pick out a costume for her. And at the store works the jock where the girl is supposed to go date with. And the jock is also coming on very strong to the other girl that works at the shop. As always, there's a love triangle going on there. Anyway, the little girl chooses her outfit, which is the replica of Michael's outfit from when he was a little boy in Halloween 1, like a clown sort of outfit. And she keeps getting these visions. And she keeps getting these visions of being visited by Michael in her dreams and stuff like this. She sees him at night. She sees him in the bedroom, in her closet, and all this sort of thing. And we get all these sort of scenes of like her sort of visualizing and seeing Michael. And she doesn't even know Michael really is. Anyway, Dr. Loomis turns up at the police station in Haddonfield and says, you know, Michael's escaped. They don't believe him, sort of thing. And then they go out looking for him somewhere, and then they head back to the police station. Everyone's been killed at the police station, so Michael's been there and killed everyone. So now they know Michael's back, so they're on the hunt for Michael. Michael's on the hunt for his niece. And what's going to happen, I'm not going to tell you anymore. It's a classic 80s slasher. It's a typical Halloween plotline. It doesn't differ really from the first film, if you like. It never really has ventured further from that first film. All the storylines in the Halloween films all evolve around Michael and people from that street and from his family, and that's what it is. It's Michael's revenge movie against his family, and family members have nothing to do with him. But what do I think of Halloween 4? I loved it. Absolutely fantastic film. Such a cool film. I love this franchise. Every sort of one of them, even Halloween 3, which has nothing to do with it, is a solid film. Absolutely brilliant. This is such a good film. Now the pluses, now the Blu-ray, the transfer is spot on. Absolutely amazing. I didn't want it to be 100% clean, 100% really different from the VHS DVD look. It still holds a bit of that look into the film, but it looks sharp and the colours are vibrant and it looks different enough to think that was a good buy, because this looks so much better than the DVD. And it does. It looks really, really cool. Film itself, great. Well acted, overacted. The little girl was absolutely sort of ridiculous. You see her crying, going, but she's got her face as normal, and you can just hear her going, no tears or nothing. She's just doing that like she's crying, but she's not crying. It's that sort of acting. It's like really silly at times. But then you've got Donald Pleasance being totally over the top, as always in these films, when he's so over the top, and he's got this scarring down his face, which is great. And all these amazing things, detail to the film is cool. Michael's mask is probably one of the weaker ones in this one. I just think it just doesn't look right. You know, it's sometimes it just looked too white. But the first two films was creepy as hell. You know, absolutely creepy. But as they got on, the mask did get better. I think in this one, it's probably the weakest mask in the film, in the franchise. But it's still there. It's still the Michael Myers look, and you can still say, "Oh, look, Michael Myers." But It just looked a bit different to the others, but it's still cool. It doesn't take it away from the film. And it's great, like the beginning of the film, you see Michael making kills, but he's wrapped up like a mummy in bandages, which is really cool too. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to score the film an amazing watch and give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I don't think I would give any of these Halloweens an under a 9 out of 10. They're either 9 or 10 to me. They're fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. And I just think it's one of those franchises. Yes, it's ventured off. You had the 2018 and Kills and Ends, which were brilliant. But that's a different way that it's nothing to do with this story. Okay, like those 3 films were connected to Halloween 1 and 2. So you get to Halloween 1 and 2, in 2018 takes the story off that way. But you can follow the film again this way if you want to. Now I'm hoping, because I've heard that it's been taken over by someone else, it's going to go that way. I quite like that you've got different ways and filmmakers making a different perspective and different direction for the story to go. And I love that. The fact that a lot of people gave it a bad press, like the 2018 and Kills and Ends, is because they wanted probably just to follow this story, but it didn't need to, and it didn't need to. And I'm glad I didn't. This story kind of ended, really. So I'm glad that it's kind of gone to a different direction. But it's still connected to the first 2 because it's got Jamie Lee Curtis and all that in it. So that was a really cool little franchise, those 3 films. I loved them. If you watched Halloween 1, 2, 2018, Kills and Ends together, it's a fantastic little franchise on its own. Really, really cool. But this is connected to the original sort of franchise, and it's absolutely brilliant. And when you see the mask, you think, oh yeah, that looks really cool. And the mask looks amazing there, right? It does. But it doesn't look like that in the film. I mean, that's the mask I've got tattooed on my arm. I don't know if you can see him, just there. Yeah, that is the same mask. You see, because it's got the same cheek there. It's the same mask got tattooed on my arm, on just there. But it just sort of like in the film it don't look like. I'm just thinking, oh, what happened there? But there we go. Doesn't take it away from the cool film. Halloween 4, 9 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. Really cool film, and it was great. I watched it last night, Saturday night, and I was just sitting here because I've got my watch pile, which is slowly going down. And I thought, what should I watch? I'm going to watch a classic tonight. I'm going to jump into one of those Halloweens that I've got. And I'm going to sit here and enjoy it. I was going to jump into, got a couple of other classics. Got that Bloody Moon I've got to watch. And I've got the Jamie Lee Curtis film sitting there. The one on the train, Terror Train. So I've still got some classics to get through. And I've also still got Halloween 5 to watch. So I will be jumping through those in the next sort of few weeks, few months, whilst putting in some of the other movies that I want to review and get through. But I've got through quite a few. I've even dug out a few films that I've been meaning to review on my channel but haven't got round to, like Threads, which I've finally reviewed and is now out there. And I hope you enjoyed the French Extreme Horror Week, because I've been sitting on those movies for a while as well, which was really cool to get. There is another one that I brought not so long ago that I'm looking forward to watching. Not a French film, but another sort of extreme film, and it's the Green Room. I've still got the cellophane. I've not even opened it yet, but I'm hoping to review that soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But anyway, guys, until that one, please go and watch some other channels. Go and watch Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Designs, Pizwell, I Am Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrews, Haunted House. And a massive shout out to my Halloween loving lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.